Hey everybody, this is Carolyn from Homesteading Family, and I have two daughters here in the kitchen to help me today with a great project. This is Brianna. Brianna, how old are you?
8.
You're 8, and this is Rachel. How old are you, Rachel?
I'm 11.
Rachel's 11, and they are wonderful helpers in the kitchen, and they're usually by my side while we're doing a project. And I'm really excited about sharing this project with you guys today because it's a great solution to a really common everyday problem. That problem is called saran wrap, stretch tight, whatever you want to call it. You know, I just have this thing against buying things and paying money for something that I'm gonna throw away. To me, that seems so wasteful, not only of money, but of resources. And then not to mention that more and more we found out how much saran wrap and those lighter and more flexible plastics really do leach chemicals into your food. And you know, we have enough chemicals in our everyday life that we're trying to get rid of. We don't need another one. We can just go ahead and totally avoid this. So this is a great answer to that. It's a fun project. It's really simple and great to do with your kids. I haven't even told them what they're doing yet, huh? Do you know what we're doing here?
No.
No, not really. Okay, so what you're gonna need for this is you're gonna need some 100% cotton cloth. Now this is just something cute that I had in my cloth stash. And you're going to need some beeswax, 100% beeswax. Now you can get good old beeswax, and I get this at the farmer's market. I love this solid block. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like honey. It just smells so lovely. And I get this from a local beekeeper, but it's hard, and for this project you have to have it graded, and we could do that. We could go ahead and hand grade it, but it really takes a while to get very much graded. So what I also have on hand are these beeswax pellets, and all they are, they're just the same as that. They're beeswax, except for they're already in these little pellets. So they're kind of broken up and graded for you. They're about the size of rice or maybe a grain of wheat, if you can't see that very clearly. And so they're kind of ready to go. So we have our beeswax pellets. We have some old paintbrushes. These are just from the kids' craft box. And we have our these are kind of our utility cookie sheets that I use more for craft type projects. I cure soap on these. Anything that requires kind of getting set out of the way for a little bit, these are great for that. Now they don't need to sit very long, but they do need to go in the oven on a flat surface. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our 100% cotton cloth, and I have these bowls that we use in the kitchen. I think we have 4 of these exact same bowls. And we use these every week for sprouting wheat. We have to cover them with something when we sprout the wheat. And sometimes we use a dinner plate, sometimes we use saran wrap, but I'd really like a different option. So I'm gonna make these covers to fit this bowl. And these are going to be reusable, they're going to be wipeable, and the amazing thing about this is when you get the beeswax on there, you can just put this right on top of this bowl, and the heat from your hands will just soften the beeswax enough that it will form a little lip right around the edge of the bowl and give you a great cover for it. And that just makes a cute cover. It's clean, it's got, I mean, who cares if a little good beeswax gets into your food? That stuff's good for you anyways. So that's all right. It's way better for you than any of the plastics. And you don't have to throw it away. You just rinse it off and go again, use it again. So here's as simple as it is. We cut out a circle a little bit bigger than the bowl we want to be able to cover in our 100% cotton cloth. I used my pinking shears, so I don't even have to put any sort of a hem on it or a serged edge or anything. I was not exact. I don't know if you can see this shape, but I wouldn't even call it a circle. I don't even think it's an oval. I think it's just kind of trying to be a circle. So I wasn't exact. You can be as exact as you want. You can make these really cute. They make a great gift for friends. And we're gonna go ahead and put these right side facing down onto some cookie sheets. Now we're gonna take our beeswax pellets and we're going to just spread them out on top of on the wrong side of this fabric. And we want to put them, we want to put them fairly thickly. If you have grated beeswax, you do the exact same thing with the grated beeswax. Okay, girls, so this is your job. Go ahead and spread it around all the way around on the top of your fabric, okay? Get it all the way right to the edges and try to get it kind of covering the whole thing. Brianna, would it be easier for you if we gave you a bowl?
Sure.
That might
They're
be a
very
little bit
waxy
easier.
feeling.
Well, they are wax. You're right. That's a good observation there. Rachel will get you a bowl too, so it's not quite so hard for you to reach in there. Now, while you're doing that, let's go ahead and talk about the cleaning of these, because there are some differences here. You cannot wash these in hot water because you'll melt the wax, right? So you want to think about what you're using these for, and only use these for things that you're comfortable with a light soaping and cool water. So things like your vegetables, leftover vegetables, anything that you want to seal that can be washed with a little bit of soap and some cold water. I would not use this for raw meat. I probably wouldn't use this for any dairy. But, you know, if a little bit of cheese got on it, especially a hard cheese, that's not a very big deal. You can, aside from just covering bowls, you can also fold these into envelopes and like put a sandwich in them and fold them up, because they fold with that nice heat of your hands. That beeswax goes ahead and folds, and it'll kind of seal to itself too. So you can make a nice little fabric wax packet for your sandwiches, or you know, anything else that you want to be able to take along. So this is really solves a lot of problems in the kitchen of having things that are so disposable. All right, good job, Rachel. It looks like you're getting them spread out real well. Good, Brianna. We need to spread those out a little bit more. And then after we get these spread out, Rachel, it looks like you're almost there. Brianna, you're doing great, but just keep on going here. We want to get them all the way to the edges, and try not to get them off the edges though onto the pan.
Do you want this to be completely covered, or?
Pretty completely covered, yeah. And so what we're going to do after this stage is we're going to go ahead and put them in a 350-degree oven for just a few minutes, and you're going to watch them pretty closely and make sure that they don't burn. But you're going to let this beeswax melt really well into this. And then we're going to take them out and we're going to brush that beeswax all over it to make sure we cover any spots that haven't been covered well. And then we will go ahead and let them cool, and they'll be ready to use. That's how easy this project is. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
All right, good, Brianna. I think you're getting enough on there. Let's just spread them out a little bit better here.
Okay.
All right, good job. Okay, so we're going to stick these in an oven, and we'll be right back and show you the results. Okay, here it comes. It is really well melted. We might not have needed quite so much beeswax. Brianna, if you see any parts, now don't touch that, that is all very hot. But if you see any parts that need any additional wax on it, places that haven't gotten wax on it, go ahead and use your paintbrush to move that beeswax around and get it all over there. This is really going to soak in really well. And you want to work pretty quickly, because that's going to go ahead and harden up pretty fast. And you can see why you want to use a cookie sheet that you might not want to use for baking, because it is going to leave some wax residue on the edges. Your other option for that would be maybe to put it on, I don't know, you could probably use some parchment paper and put that down first so that you could just pick up the whole thing. But then again, you're using something disposable then to make something that's non-disposable. So whatever you have on hand works. And that's all you do. That looks pretty good. I think you've got it all over. So go ahead and stop there. And we're going to go ahead and just let that sit until it starts to harden. And then we'll come back and pick it up and try it out on our bowl. All right, now we have a couple of these guys all ready, and here you can see, here's one. It's fairly stiff at this point because it's waxed, and you can see that maybe a little bit went through and hardened, so you can see a little bit of wax on the top, but it still looks really pretty, really nice, and it's pretty shiny on the bottom. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that there in the video, but it's shiny. It took about was it about 2 minutes in the oven? About 2
yeah.
minutes in the oven to completely melt. And it doesn't take very much beeswax, we found. We were able to do about 2 on each pan from the amount of wax that we had on it. But I want to show you how this works. So I have this, and I'm just going to put it on the top. And I'm just going to kind of use my hands. And look at this. It's just going to kind of create a seal right around it, just with a little bit of wax from my, or heat from my hands. And it's going to go ahead and hold your food in there. And because it's got a wax seal on it, it's going to make it relatively airtight too. And so this is every bit as good of a seal as a saran wrap. However, it's healthy for you. And you can use this over and over again. You feel that? So yeah, you can push on it. But then if we want to use it for something else, let's say we want to take this, maybe we want to wrap a sandwich in it. You can just take it and put it in there and just create a little envelope out of it, create a little packet, and put your food, your sandwich, your carrot sticks, whatever it is right in there, seal it right on up by folding it over itself, and you have this nice little, look, it even seals. Okay, so it makes a nice little packet, and then when you're done, you can just go ahead and wipe it down with cold water, a little bit of cool, soapy water to clean it off and make sure you dry it. Then you can roll it up to store it. You can lay it flat to store it. This thing is really forgiving. And you know, another thing that you need to know about these is that eventually, if you're using them regularly, you will start to run out of beeswax. But you know, that's really easy. You just paint a little bit more right back on. So it makes it really simple. So this, for a few dollars of beeswax, a couple of dollars of fabric if you need to buy it. I get a lot of my fabric at the thrift stores. I find a lot of really cute fabric there in smaller bunches, you know, that people can't use for making dresses or for whatever it is that they want to use it for. And they're kind of edges. And boy, it makes great things like this. And you could make a nice set as a gift for somebody. So take care, guys. Goodbye. Can you guys say goodbye?
Bye.
Goodbye.
For more videos like these, sign up at www.homesteadingfamily.com. Also, follow along on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.